What's going on, guys? Just going with Brandon Gazday coming at you with my Nintendo E3 2017 predictions for you guys today, my friends. They're gonna be quite ambitious. Like, honestly, they're gonna be quite crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I have some pretty crazy predictions, and I know that I'm gonna be wrong on some of them. I have to be, but they're my predictions, and I just feel like I have to stick with the predictions that I came up with, because I came up with them literally like weeks, maybe months ago. Yeah, I think a couple months ago I came up with these predictions, but I never made a video. I'm a little bit late to the party, so we're gonna jump into it. We're just gonna have like a kind of a chill version of a prediction video. We're gonna jump into it. So Nintendo E3 2017 predictions. It's gonna, the E3 Nintendo presentation is going to be Tuesday morning. At the time of recording, it's Saturday evening. I'm planning to upload this Sunday during the day, and so yeah, so I'm still a couple days early, just in time. So obviously, with Super Mario Odyssey, we've seen it revealed at last E3. They even said the game is done. They're just kind of holding on to it because they don't want to release too many big first-party titles, one after another. They want to stretch them out, which is a very smart business move on Nintendo's part, in my opinion. Super Mario Odyssey, it's a given. We're going to be seeing a brand new gameplay. They've already confirmed that. We're most likely, obviously, definitely going to get a release date because it's supposed to come out this year. I'm going to say that it's going to come out sometime in November, which I mean is pretty obvious because they said for holiday, like Christmas time, and November seems like the appropriate time, the time to start shipping out bundles. I think there's going to be a Super Mario Switch bundle. They may or may not announce that at E3, I'm not sure, but I do think that there will be a Super Mario Odyssey bundle at some point, kind of like the Monster Hunter one, where it's going to be some special Nintendo Switch version, or they'll just bundle the game with it, and that's going to be a huge selling point, closer to Christmas for Nintendo. It's going to be a big spotlight of Nintendo E3 2017. It's going to be the main focus, the main game of this year. Last year, the main game focus was Breath of the Wild. This year, it's Super Mario Odyssey's time to shine, so that's going to be the main big game, but I still think there's going to be a couple other big games with it. We'll get to those in a minute. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I mean, it's pretty much been confirmed by Ubisoft at this point that it's a legit game, a legit crossover, and so we might see it mentioned at Ubisoft, but I think we're gonna see more of it in Nintendo's presentation. But we're probably going to see some of it in Ubisoft's, their kind of presentation as well, if you will. So, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I think, will be at least mentioned, but they might say that, it's going to be coming out in 2018. I don't see it coming out this year, to be honest. It's probably almost definitely going to be coming out in 2018. I think, they're going to save showing more of it until 2018, but I do think they're going to at least mention it, and they're going to say, they're going to show maybe a quick little update, a little brief glimpse. And it's also worth noting that it's been confirmed that this presentation from Nintendo is only gonna be 30 minutes long, but don't let that kind of put doubts in your mind, because if you think back to the April Nintendo Direct, they had some pretty crazy rapid fire format, and they just hammered out announcement after announcement after announcement. And if they do that with this presentation, they can fit a lot of announcements in there, and I think that's what they're gonna do. I think they're gonna mention Fire Emblem for the Nintendo Switch again. They might show a little glimpse more of it than we've seen, and what was it? I think it was the April Direct as well that we heard the first mention of it. And again, I don't think that's going to be coming out till 2018. We're going to see more of it in 2018, but I do think it will be at least mentioned at E3 this year. Now this one's a big one, okay? Super Smash Bros. For the Switch. It's going to be Super Smash Bros. 4. Okay, this is my prediction. Super Smash Bros. 4. It's going to be, but it's not going to be like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It is going to be a deluxe version technically. It's going to include some of the Wii U and 3DS stages, but at higher graphic fidelity, higher sharper, crisper graphics, visuals for the Nintendo Switch. It's going to be 1080p on docked, and it's going to be 720p undocked on the go. It's going to feature all the DLC, I would assume, from the Wii U version. But again, I think it's going to be kind of like how because we have Smash Bros 4 for the 3DS and for the Wii U, and they're completely different in certain aspects. Like we have completely different stages. So I think we're probably gonna get some of the stages from the Wii U and the 3DS version, but I think that we're also gonna get a ton of brand new stages specific to Switch games, like a Breath of the Wild stage, a Super Mario Odyssey stage, things like that. Games that are gonna be out on the Switch. You know, we're gonna get stages like that. Maybe a Xenoblade Chronicle 2 stage, things like that. So I honestly would be very surprised if Smash Bros is not shown. I have high expectations that it will be, and I also expect that Ice Climbers will return finally on the Switch. One of the reasons they were not on the Wii U is because the Wii U apparently couldn't handle them being in it or something. I don't know, something like that. So like I said, new stages specific to Nintendo Switch games. Just kind of like the Wii U and the 3DS have different stages, but again, I think we're going to get some of those stages. So, yeah, I kind of hung on that prediction for quite a while there, so let's move on. This one's a little bit far-fetched. I think we might. Now, I'm going to go more on the side that it's unlikely, but it's still a prediction that I think we might get an announcement of a new Pikmin game. There's been rumors and so-called leaks of Pikmin World coming out for the Switch. I think that might be a possibility, and honestly, if it wasn't for the rumors, I'm not sure if I would say that they would announce Pikmin game, since they still haven't released the new Pikmin game for the 3DS, so I don't see them really doing it. It's unlikely, but I think it's possible, okay? An Animal Crossing game, I think, is a higher possibility. I see that happening. I honestly see an Animal Crossing for the Switch game being announced. It's been 4 years since New Leaf was released on 3DS, and I honestly see them releasing Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Switch and it being announced at E3 this year, and maybe even coming out maybe September, maybe October. Maybe it'll come out October. You know, because September we got Pokken Tournament, and then November maybe Super Mario Odyssey. So maybe Animal Crossing will come out in October. Now this one's really far-fetched. I feel like they might just to tease us, they might finally mention that they are working on a new Metroid game for the Switch. And this would be a very, very brief mention. They'll just say like, hey, we're working on Metroid Prime 4 or whatever Metroid game for the Nintendo Switch. We'll talk about more of it later. And it's literally going to be like a 15-20 second mention. We're not going to see anything. It's just going to be like, you know, a simple logo, and they're going to mention it. That's honestly what I think. I really think that they're going to at least mention Metroid Prime or whatever Metroid game coming to the Switch, but again, it'll be like a 10-15 second mention. Virtual Console, I would be very surprised if they don't show it. They might save Virtual Console announcements for Nintendo Treehouse Live. Then again, I'm willing to bet that they're going to show it in the Nintendo presentation. They're going to show that, hey, Virtual Console is coming out on the Switch at this date. I'm willing to bet it's going to come out in August. I think the launch date for Virtual Console will be August. They're going to start with NES and Super NES games, my guess. And they may not announce this, but I think N64 and even GameCube games will come in the future, and probably maybe even some like Wii and Wii U games down the road. Maybe. I don't know about Wii U, but maybe. I mean, then again, we got Wii games on the Wii U, so it's possible we might get Wii U games down the road. But I think NES, Super NES start, and then they're going to also probably briefly kind of show and mention the Nintendo app for Switch, and when the free version is going to come out, because we're going to get a free version this summer. They're probably going to show that really quickly. They'll probably go more in depth on it in Treehouse Live, but they probably will mention it in a presentation, as long as with the classic games thing, how that's going to work briefly. But again, they're going to probably go more in depth with that in the Nintendo Treehouse Live presentation. I think we're going to see some Breath of the Wild DLC 2 gameplay. I think they're going to have a little bit of a mention. They're going to show the release date for DLC 2 for Breath of the Wild, and they're going to show a little bit of gameplay of, like, you know, the trials and, you know, like the new trial mode, as well as, you know, like the new hard mode and stuff like that. They've already kind of shown that a little bit, but I think we're going to see a little bit more of it, and we're going to get a release date. Now, this one's a little bit doubtful. I think they're going to wait till maybe like 2 years, like from now, maybe 2019, to announce this. But Mario Party 11, I would say is a possibility, but I say is very doubtful. I think they're going to probably wait till they have more Switch sales to reveal Mario Party 11, but who knows? Now, maybe, I think maybe they'll announce a new IP. You know, I don't know, because they just announced ARMS, which is a new IP. Then again, maybe. I'm hoping they don't show any of ARMS, because I mean it's coming out this week, the week of E3, so there's no point. Reviews are already out for it. There's no point. And I hope they don't show any Splatoon 2. I hope they save Splatoon 2 for Treehouse Live, because that's just going to waste the presentation time. They're probably going to show a couple of the bigger indie games coming out for the Switch, so Nindies, if you will. And I think that's going to honestly be it for the presentation. So, you know, there might be a couple other games that I'm missing there, but that's kind of my predictions that I kind of whipped up. Let me know what you guys make out of it though in the comments below. What are your predictions? Do you think mine are far-fetched? Do you think they make sense? They're pretty plausible? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section below. And one thing's for sure, we're going to be streaming it, so make sure you guys tune into that. There's already a stream event set up. You guys can go set a reminder for it for when we actually go live Tuesday morning. I'm going to go live half an hour early, just to kind of, you know, give you guys time to get into the chat, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we think is going to happen, things like that. And then we're going to watch it together and then talk about it a little bit after the presentation, and it's going to be a good time. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And if you guys enjoyed the video, smash the like button, subscribe, the comment, share, and a lot of awesome stuff. I will catch you beautiful people in the next video, and like always, until then, game on.